Okay, I think not the kind of news that I would have wanted to share, but unfortunately, I've had to withdraw from Commonwealth Games as well as Asian Games because unfortunately, I picked up an injury while racing in Japan where I basically tore two of my hamstring tendons in the proximal region. And when I came back from Japan and basically consulted two of the surgeons, both advised that if I wanted to return to my sport, I the best course of action would have been to undergo surgery to reattach the tendons back to the pelvic bone, to give myself the best chance of being able to return to my sport, to be able to compete at the high performance level. And so, yeah, this is me 2 days after undergoing surgery. I guess the bright side is that the surgery went well. There was no implications. It was a very straightforward surgery where 1.5 hours, 2 hours, the surgeon went in, reattached the tendon to the bone and then basically sewed up the wound. And so now I'm just back recovering at the hotel, which very thankful to SA for stepping in to help to provide for the accommodation for me to be able to just recover properly, because I think like the recovery is probably the hard part, where I really need to be able to recover well and then rehab properly and just give myself the best chance, my tendons the best chance to be able to kind of repair itself. Yeah, I think overall feel okay. Honestly, there was a lot of crying, a lot of denial, I guess. I wasn't angry, but I was just denying that I was not able to make it to Commonwealth Games, and I guess also more importantly Asian Games, just because I think I would have really, really wanted to go to Asian Games at the very least, just because I've always enjoyed racing in Japan, and to have to miss racing in Japan this time around in Nagoya feels like quite a big blow, I guess. Yeah, and I think I was rounding into good form leading up to Commonwealth Games. Training was going well, timing was starting to really go well, essentially. But to pick up this injury at the last minute, it's honestly very devastating, and it, immediately, I guess I did not know how serious the injury was. It's only after the MRI came back, and then I found out that the tendon was torn. The ultrasound didn't show that. So to hear that, I think it brought me back to reality about how serious the problem was, and having to make the hard decision to undergo surgery, having to deal with insurance, just because it's a very uncommon procedure and also a very expensive one, which honestly I'm just really thankful to my company insurance. I mean, thank God I have a job. My company insurance, to be able to cover the procedure. Yeah, honestly, it was a very stressful 2 weeks from when I picked up my injury to, finalizing the date of the surgery, undergoing it, to now, wasn't easy trying to manage it, I guess. Yeah. And while editing this video, I realized there's someone that I completely missed out, which I really want to thank, and that is Bastian from SA. I think he has been very, very helpful in the past 2 weeks, trying to sort out the whole situation regarding the insurance, the accommodation, just pretty much trying to figure out how to or where to get the money. Yeah, and he has also been checking up on me regularly in the past 2 weeks. I think just because he probably saw like the condition that I was in, how devastated that I was, and then he probably thought that like there's no one else that could really reach out to, I guess, just because my training group is overseas for preparing for Commonwealth Games, and then I wouldn't have told anyone else about my injury. And so I think Bastian kind of like took on that role to just check in on me regularly, in the past 2 weeks, just to make sure that everything is fine, I'm doing okay. Yeah, and so, he even brought me, he was there as well for my surgery, making sure that everything was fine and helping me to get back to the hotel after the surgery. So really, really thankful to him for whatever he has done for like the past 2 weeks. Yep. Of course, I'm feeling a lot better now, post everything. Then now I've already just gone ahead with the surgery, and now I'm just recovering. I think the emotions are a bit more stabilized. Then for me, I guess the focus now is really just focusing on the rehab for the next 3 to 6 months, which is what the doctor said is the estimated time to return to sport, which essentially means being able to, I guess, train properly and being able to compete. So yeah, which is why I'm essentially ending my season early. Just yeah, it's a tough pill to swallow, honestly. And I feel like throughout this recovery process, I'm sure it'll be a tough journey, and there will be days where the emotions will just get the better of me, where I probably start to question myself, like, is everything going to be okay? Am I going to be able to return to my sport to the level that I was at? And what is it going to be like in 2027? I think these thoughts will definitely come up, and there will definitely be moments of weakness, outbursts, where I just kind of like break down and whatnot. Yeah, but I guess there's nothing I can do about it, right? I just have to do what I can to give myself the best chance to return to my sport. And in the last 2 weeks, I've been off like social media a lot. I mean, Instagram, like pretty much just not scrolling as much, just because I know that a lot of my friends, teammates would have been competing this period, and I think seeing how they're able to compete and preparing for themselves for Commonwealth Games, I don't think I would have been able to. I don't think I would have been able to manage it, which is why I was just really off social media. But in the rare times that I was on social media, I came across this post which Basically, it's a Japanese saying, shoganai, which basically means like, what can you do about it, right? It's something that's out of your control. So I guess that kind of gives me a bit more perspective on life. Sometimes things just happens for a reason, and this is just one of those situations where I have to accept things as they are, even though it's not the outcome that I want, and I kind of just have to move forward with it. But yeah, I think just gotta press on with rehab and then just see how it goes. I think I've also decided to kind of document this whole journey, because I think this is a huge point in my career, where things will really change for good, for worse. I don't know, but I think it's something that I just wanted to capture, and share, I guess, just because I think it's a journey that is worth sharing. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, I can't guarantee that I'll show everything, just because I feel like sometimes it's not easy trying to put yourself out there when you're most vulnerable. But yeah, I think that's the plan for the next few months in the journey. And yeah, I think we will just see how it goes. And yeah, I think the next few minutes of this video will just be a very short documentary of what happened on the day of the surgery. Just because I didn't capture much because I was also so out of it after the surgery. It was really, really bad. Like really groggy and nauseous, so didn't really capture much. But yeah, I think this begins the road towards recovery, towards the returns to high performance. Yep, that's all. Okay, bye. Morning. It's currently 4:41 a.m. in the morning. I'm waking up for a bit just to get some food and liquid because of the cutoff time for fasting. I need to start my fasting from 5 a.m. In preparation for the surgery at 11 a.m. So yeah, just quickly getting a small bite and then a small little drink to help me tide over the morning. Yep. Okay, just reached the hospital and then preparing to get admitted. Just waiting for Bastian right now. Honestly, right now I'm just feeling really hungry. But it's fine. I think that's what the whole point of fasting is for. So yeah, just got to deal with it. And then right now I'm just hoping that the whole surgery goes well, everything is smooth. Then yeah, praying that I do not need to get admitted into the hospital after the surgery, and then I can just go back. Yeah, let's see how it goes. Yeah, this is me post surgery.
I think it's been about 1.5 hours since the surgery. Obviously feeling very groggy still. Yeah, but I think the pain so far is pretty manageable. Yeah, looks like the surgery went pretty well based on what I talked to the staff. Uh, yeah, I think just not much appetite right now, and probably just gonna rest a bit more, and then when I'm feeling a bit better, and then give a more comprehensive update. Yep.
Okay, yeah, getting ready to be discharged today. Spend the night here because yeah, I don't think I was in the condition to be able to get back home because I was feeling really very like groggy, very nauseous, and so I mean I couldn't even take my lunch, and it was only until I got the anti-nausea pills that I was able to eat my dinner and then spend the night here. Thankfully slept well, which is great. Yeah, just getting ready to go back now.